Hello, welcome to another TPA MRP interview at PLRB Conference in partnership with Profile Gorilla. We have Ed, and then I'm here with Bill Wissler, who is the Senior VP of Lionsbridge. So thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being here and your time. All right, I'm going to start by having you introduce yourself and share a little bit about Lionsbridge.
Sure. Bill Wissler. I've been at Lionsbridge as a division of CCA Global Partners, and Lionsbridge has been around since 2012. We started in the MRP space with our flooring program. We've been doing single trade flooring for all of the major carriers through our Carpet One and Flooring America divisions for the last 20 years. And it was really just a natural evolution to add in the water mitigation, GC roofing, so that we were more of a full service a partner for our insurance carrier partners.
Okay. So from your side of the aisle, from the TPA or managed repair program side, what do you see as the biggest pain point on your side in the claims ecosystem as a whole?
Staffing is tough. Staffing from a TPA perspective,
Sure.
And then labor from a contractor perspective. There is a very short supply of labor out there, whether it's subcontractors or flooring contractors. It's still incredibly tight out there. I do think that'll shift. I think you're starting to see some of the new builds start to slow down a little bit.
Yep.
And some of those employees will probably migrate back to the restoration space, which is a little safer for them. But right now the labor is still incredibly tight.
Yes. So what are the top 3 things that contractors need to do to be profitable and successful if they're on Lionsbridge?
I think hitting SLAs to be successful. Carriers are very, they want to close their claims out fast. So, hitting the service level agreements, I think, is incredibly important, whether it's an estimate upload timeline, uploading good estimates and accurate estimates. So it reduces the timelines for reviewing the estimates for us on the backside. The biggest issue we see on our estimates is detailed photos, photographing the losses, labeling those photos, making sure that not only us, but our carrier partners can actually see the damage that's documented in the estimate.
Okay. Pricing is a big discussion kind of always in the industry, right? And so we now have Xactimate and Symbility that are competing for some space, and there's a lot of contractors also creating their own custom price lists.
Yep.
What do you accept within Lionsbridge? What are you looking for from a contractor when it comes to their pricing, their invoices, their estimates?
Well, really, a lot of that, with us being a direct repair solution, it's really driven by the carrier. So we'll follow what our partners want. I mean, certainly, we find that that the price lists are fair. We don't get a lot of complaints. There are certain line items. What we try to encourage our contractors to do is not look at each individual line item in the estimate, but look at an overall estimate. If some line items are overpaid, some line items are underpaid. So, but if you look at that entire job and the $7,000 estimate gives you enough margin to make it worthwhile, that's what they need to be concerned about. Plus, they need to look at the overall volume of work. If you're doing $1 million of work a year with a certain carrier, look at the volume of work you're getting. Don't just look at that individual job.
Okay.
It is a partnership. Most of the carriers that we've been working with them for 8 or 10 years. It's a long-term partnership. It's their insurance is a fairly recession-proof business. A lot of guys are really busy right now because home building's good, but the insurance work will be there when that isn't as good.
Yes. So why do you think TPAs are an important part of the claims ecosystem as a whole and the role that they play?
I think you're taking a big work burden off of the carriers, which is fine. We accept that. Everything from writing the estimates to ensuring they're getting accurate estimates. And then I think it provides a valuable service. I mean, if you look at the carriers that are top of the JD Powers report every year, there are carriers that offer a direct repair program.
Yep.
So there's a demonstrated value of that direct repair relationship where the policyholders see that as a value. Before I got in this space, I likely wouldn't know where to go if I had a loss in my home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go vet my own contractor, and most people are looking in the yellow
You just
pages.
want it taken care of.
So knowing you've got a contractor that has the correct background checks like Profile Gorilla offers, or they're offering a 5-year workmanship warranty, that's a very big value to a policyholder. So I think you're going to see more carriers move more and more towards direct repair services.
So once a contractor is in your network using Lionsbridge, getting jobs from you, what are you doing on your side to retain contractors, especially the good ones that you want to keep sending work to?
Try to get them as much business as possible. I mean, obviously it's advantageous for us to funnel as much business as possible to the better contractors. It makes us look good. Plus it keeps them happy and keeps available resources available to us when we have surge events, and they'll tend to, if we send them a lot of business throughout the year, if we have a surge event, they're more apt to take extra claims during surge events.
Ed, anything you want to add?
Yeah, so I think you guys have kind of a little bit of a unique model in that you're a co-op, right? So,
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about why that's strategic for a contractor or a service pro, and what benefits do they get from joining you guys into a type of co-op type of situation.
Sure. We are structured as a cooperative, just like CCA is structured as a cooperative. That's really how we started. There are some benefits from a back office solution. As a cooperative for the flooring stores the legacy flooring stores, we've negotiated rates on everything from credit card processing to consumer finance to logo wear. Any of our contractors that join our TPA actually have the ability to access all of those. I mean, we're doing $2 billion a year with our Visa MasterCard provider. So your individual contractor that might do $100,000 a year is now getting the same rates as somebody's doing 2 billion. So we are providing some of those services. The unique advantage with Lionsbridge as well is we are through our flooring divisions, we are the single largest buyer and seller of floor covering in the US. So we do have relationships where our contractors can actually go into our stores and buy flooring at a price that makes it more advantageous for them from a margin perspective. So there are definitely advantages of doing business with Lionsbridge.
Makes sense. The second question is, I know a number of your clients have switched to the CoreLogic platform, and as such, obviously you'll start to get increased demand, right, for estimate data coming in from their tool. What do you think the opportunity is, right, for service providers who maybe are hesitant to want to get on a second platform, if they're already on Xactimate, or maybe they don't use a pricing platform today, to maybe give that new job opportunity, that new market, kind of a shot? What we say to contractors that are looking at that?
I think there's a lot of fear that it's vastly different from Barris. There's a different methodology where the Xactimate pricing system is more all inclusive, let's say, and CoreLogic is more a la carte. So while it takes some time to get used to adding in a few more line items, the end result is remarkably similar. So I do think if they give it a shot and they put a little time into it, they'll be fine with it. Now it does it's tough for a contractor to learn a system if they're getting one claim a month or one claim every 3 months.
Yep.
It's tough to justify spending resources to train that. So as more and more carriers move to that platform and there's more business going out to TPAs, I think you'll see more contractors be willing to learn that platform and become proficient at it.
Perfect. Bill, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up? Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.